All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers in tonight's video. So they're currently going through training camp like all the other teams in the NFL, but I'm hearing players, I'm hearing names specifically that are really getting me going. And some of these guys, specifically from today, Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin III, Van Jefferson, new free agent acquisition. I get it. Russell Wilson is currently still not at practice. He's being held out for calf tightness, but it's neither here nor there. I need slash want, or I want slash need Russell Wilson to come back healthy as soon as possible, because I do think random minor camp setbacks, I do think, hold teams back, especially when you have a brand new quarterback in Russell Wilson. You have a brand new offensive coordinator in Arthur Smith. I do need Russell Wilson to come back, hopefully at worst, this upcoming week. But nonetheless, what I'm hearing out of Pittsburgh Steelers training camp, specifically at the wide receiver position, does have me extremely excited. So that's what we're going to be talking about and more in tonight's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We post as many Steelers videos as we possibly can, usually around 2 to 3 a week. So if we can try and get this video to 150 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. Apparently today, on Saturday, Roman Wilson was the star of the day. And we actually heard this the other day ago, that Roman Wilson had a phenomenal camp day. So this is important. You obviously know Brandon Ayuk trade rumors have been, going in circulation recently. It seems as though the Pittsburgh Steelers are relatively set unless something crazy happens. Going into this upcoming season with wide receiver number 1 being George Pickens, wide receiver 2 being some type of combination of maybe Van Jefferson slash maybe technically Roman Wilson in the slot slash Pat Freiermuth as the tight end. But when you look at the grand scheme of things for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I really just need one dude to just put up numbers this upcoming season, like not named George Pickens. I need George Pickens to do his thing. I need Pat Freiermuth to do his thing that he did 2 years ago. But I'm talking more about Van Jefferson, Quez Watkins, Calvin Austin III, because I'm pretty convinced Roman Wilson's going to be a day one starter. I'm pretty sure he's going to be a day one contributor, and I think he should be able to give Pittsburgh around 600 to 800 receiving yards this upcoming season. I do think I'm being a little bit safe there. I think Roman is just one of those guys in the NFL where he just finds ways to make it happen. I just think in general he's a winning football player. I think he's got high IQ and he knows what he's doing, knows how to get open, knows how to get the ball in his hands. So I keep hearing Van Jefferson's name, and this is extremely important to me because the Pittsburgh Steelers still need a more solidified wide receiver number 2. I did not include Scotty Miller when I was just talking about the wide receiver depth chart names. That technically still would be in play, but my favorite candidate is going to be Van Jefferson. All right. So we have a tweet here from Nick Faribault. Van Jefferson says he's catching 300 balls after practice every day now. He's got that from Antonio Brown. It's similar to something he did at the start of his career in his most productive season, but he feels he may have been too complacent, so now it's part of his routine. This is huge to me because Van Jefferson last year split his time with Atlanta and the Rams. He only had 20 total catches for 209 yards. He did average a little bit over 10 yards per catch, but it was by far, actually it wasn't by far his worst season of his NFL career, because his rookie season, he only had 220 yards on 19 catches. But if we go back 2 to 3 years ago, Van Jefferson with the Los Angeles Rams was quickly emerging as a potential wide receiver number 2 for that team, right behind Cooper Kupp. We remember 2021, the Rams Super Bowl season, 89 total targets, but he had 50 catches, 802 yards, 6 total receiving touchdowns. But here's the thing, that's 16 yards per reception. And then he follows it up the upcoming season with an underwhelming year due to injuries, where he only played 11 games. He only started in 9, but he did have 24 catches for 369 yards, 3 touchdowns, averaging a little bit over 15 yards per catch. This is huge because Van Jefferson really technically has only had back-to-back poor seasons. This past year, splitting between Los Angeles and Atlanta, was just a mess. The Atlanta quarterback position, the Atlanta quarterback situation, ever since Matt Ryan left Atlanta, has just been inconsistent. There hasn't been much talent there. There's been zero reliability. They have had some weapons, but Van Jefferson over in Atlanta, we're just going to kind of call that to the game because it's just the way I see it. Every single positional player in Atlanta the last couple of seasons under Arthur Smith struggled, and I do just want to say, because Arthur Smith's the brand new offensive coordinator for Pittsburgh, I don't view it as an Arthur Smith issue. I don't think Arthur Smith's a good head coach. I think he's more suited for an offensive coordinator role, which is exactly what he landed in Pittsburgh. But when you have quarterbacks like Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke, Marcus Mariota, and you don't have a top 5 defense like the Pittsburgh Steelers do, well, your defense is going to win you games. Maybe they'll win you a game or two. But the Pittsburgh Steelers defense the last couple of seasons been just otherworldly, and they still are going to be this upcoming season. But my point is just, Atlanta and Pittsburgh in the last 3 seasons, it's just a night and day difference. It's not even close. So the fact that I just keep hearing Van Jefferson's name in training camp really gets me excited, because if he can give me 500 receiving yards this upcoming season, and if George Pickens is going to do his thing and Pat Frymer is going to do his thing, Roman Wilson's going to give me over 500 receiving yards, they should be able to negate the fact, or not negate, but they should be able to make up for the fact that Deontay Johnson is no longer wide receiver number 2 over in Pittsburgh. Moving forward, Joey Porter Jr. apparently had a big day today. He broke up a nice pass from Van Jefferson. The cornerback room, certainly something we're keeping an eye on, and we continue with Corey Trice, Benny Bishop Jr., a lot of intriguing young names due to the Cam Sutton suspension for quite a bit of time. So I do like all the camp battles, but Benny Bishop, he gets me really excited. We've talked about him in the last couple of Steelers videos. We're going to wrap it up here with this tweet here from Aaron M. Becker. Dominant day for the Steelers defense, winning 7 shots, 6-1. The offense's lone touchdown was a Justin Fields pass to Calvin Austin III. I did just want to throw that in there because Calvin's an interesting player, mainly a slot dude to me. And the issue is Roman Wilson's a slot dude. Roman Wilson in Michigan feasted in the slot. Calvin Austin III is the perfect slot addition. But as far as being like wide receiver number 2, Calvin had a really interesting last year, and that was pretty much his rookie season. So I'm still very hopeful, especially with his speed. But I felt like Calvin Austin was open a lot of last season, especially in the first half. He was getting more reps in the first half of the season as opposed to the second half. But I feel like Calvin was a dude who was always just kind of wide open. Kenny could just never jack it to him. So I'm excited about Calvin. I'm excited about Van Jefferson. And that's all I got for tonight. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. But let me know, who do you think will be wide receiver number 2, not including Roman Wilson, Pat Freiermuth? Let me know who you think will be wide receiver number 2 by the time of regular season week 1. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you soon. Peace.